The fastest way to activate or run a macro is by way of a keystroke shortcut. There are some problems, though, associated with this idea. Many times you want to use a meaningful letter for your keystroke shortcut. So maybe you've got a macro, like one you might have seen here, that activates a macro that displays numbers in millions with a single decimal. Control-Shift-M. There it is. Not bad. But you surely can't count on every feature that you want to have that letter available to you. And so there's a tendency over time to maybe drift away from using keystroke shortcuts. I often use them when I'm testing macros, and then later I don't bother with them. But it is a time-honored method. But you want to know how to change them or possibly get rid of them, or maybe even add them if you forgot to assign a keystroke shortcut when the macro was recorded. On the Macros button in the View tab, the choice View Macros allows us to view the code of the macros, and also by clicking the Options tab to either assign the keystroke shortcut, remove it, or change it to be something else. We don't see the list of which other shortcuts are currently in use, so sometimes we have to go back and forth looking at other macros to see what their keystroke shortcuts are. And there's also this concern, am I using a keystroke shortcut that's already in use? If you use Control and Shift when you create this, that's usually not a problem. But on Sheet 1 is a list of the commonly used control key combinations in Excel 2010. For example, Control-C is copy and Control-X is cut. Those are widely known. Control-V is paste and so on. Now, if you never use fill right, I don't, then you could use Control-R for a macro if that makes sense to you. Control-Q is wide open. It doesn't have any assignment. Use Control-Q or use Control-E. It's your call on what it is you want to use. But do remember, if you use one of these combinations here, you are overriding its other use, and that may not be what you want. That's why a lot of people automatically use the Shift key when they're making assignments. So once again, from the Macro button on the View tab, this is where you, by clicking the appropriate macro and then choosing options, make those changes. But keystroke shortcuts are a time-honored way. It's fast and it's easy. It's just a question that sometimes you forget this keystroke shortcut or that one.